We are rolling.
Hi, my name is Carrie Zane, and I am the author of My Lover's Keeper. It is my first fiction novel.
Okay, pause.
Again.
Hi, I'm Carrie Zane. I'm the author of My Lover's Keeper. It is my first fiction novel.
Here we have a little bit of a
Siren.
police action.
Did you plan that?
Yes, and then there's going to be a dog barking and a plane.
One time we had a boat issue, a water skiing boat issue.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God,
All right.
for sure.
And we're still rolling.
You want that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Siren.
Hi, I'm Carrie Zane, and I'm the author of My Lover's Keeper. It is my first fiction novel.
Now, say I'm Carrie Zane, and I'm an Emmy Award-winning producer, and now I'm segueing into writing. Here's my first book is My Lover's Keeper.
Hi, I'm Carrie Zane. I'm a TV executive, but I just wrote my first novel called My Lover's Keeper. I am so excited.
Now go back to
That was
say
stupid.
I'm an Emmy Award-winning television producer who has been telling everybody else's stories, and now it's my turn.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay.
'Cause that's what you do. You're a
Yeah.
storyteller.
Hi, I'm Carrie Zane, an Emmy Award-winning TV producer, and for many years I've been telling everybody else's story. Now I'm here to tell mine, and it's in my first novel called My Lover's Keeper. Yeah, you're not going to get better than that.
Okay. All right. So now answer my question with your question.
Okay.
Tell us about My Lover's Keeper. What is My Lover's Keeper about?
My Lover's Keeper is a novel about an Orange County.
Yeah, start with that.
How do you want me to say this succinctly? How do,
Good.
Okay, go.
I'm rolling.
Okay. My Lover's Keeper is a wonderful beach read. It is a story about a love gone wrong, and I didn't like that. Okay. My Lover's Keeper is a great summer beach read. It is totally cotton candy for your head, and it's a story about a love triangle gone totally wrong.
What made you write this book?
What did I say?
You said you wanted to write the story because it's a story I know. It's inspired by real events. It's personal. You've always been told to write what you know.
Okay.
But people might be so surprised about some stuff by the character, which I was. But
Yes, yeah. All right, ask me the question again, please.
what made you write My Lover's Keeper?
I wrote My Lover's Keeper because people always tell you to write a story you know, and the story was very personal for me. It's a story that happened to me. It was inspired by real events in my life. Did I say inspired?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna start again.
It's okay.
I chose to write My Lover's Keeper.
Just relax. Take a breath.
I chose to write My Lover's Keeper because people tell you to write the stories you know, and this story was very personal for me. It's something that happened in my life, so it's inspired by real events, and you will be very surprised to find out which character I am in the book.
Why do you think this book will resonate with readers? And you say it'll resonate with readers because every married woman has wondered what it might be like to be a mommy cheater. They've experienced it. And overall, I think every woman has been a little beat up by the mean girl in her crew. It's surprising that no matter how old you get, we're still acting like high schoolers.
Okay.
So my question to you is, why do you think this book will resonate with readers?
I think that this book will resonate with women because we've all experienced the mean girl. And it's surprising, no matter how old we get, there's still a mean girl in our group. And I also think that there's an entire community of married women who either they've been mommy cheaters or they're thinking about becoming a mommy cheater. And that's the main character in the story. And I think that it will resonate on many levels with many of those women.
Do you consider yourself a chick lit author? And the reason why I want to put this in here is because you talk about producing. And you say it's an interesting question that you don't actually see yourself as a chick lit author. You feel more like a TV executive who happened to come across a great story that happened in her life. And writing the book, it was a challenge that you wanted to accept.
Okay.
So, and I think you could say, like, you know, with my television experience, I am a storyteller by nature. Now I'm telling something that's personal, but in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
So, Do you consider yourself a chick lit author?
I don't really consider myself a chick lit author. I think I'm a storyteller. I've been telling stories for 25 years on television, and it was a challenge for me to sit down and pen a book. And it was something that I really wanted to do. And the story was very personal to me. It was something that it was my story. So it was a cathartic experience for sure.
Yeah, helicopter.
I think I want to.
We are rolling.
Do you consider yourself a chick lit author?
I don't consider myself a chick lit author. I don't consider myself a chick lit author, but I do consider myself a storyteller. I've been in television for 25 years. I've told so many stories, and so writing a book was an interesting challenge for me. It was a way to tell a story that was very personal for me, and I loved it. It was like a movie unfolding in my brain out onto the page.
How did you get your start in the TV industry? That one I know you know, right? Or you wanna-
What did I say?
You said that you worked on a series called Name Your Adventure.
Oh, okay, I started there.
Mario
All right.
Lopez, and
It wasn't
you
like,
produced a lot
I
of
married my
shows.
ex-husband and I
Okay,
worked
you
for
have to
husband.
tell.
All right.
Just say, like, whatever put you on the map.
I started in television in 1990. My first series was on NBC Saturday morning. It was a show called Name Your Adventure, and Mario Lopez was the host of my show. And we did that show for 3 seasons, and I never looked back.
Do you want to talk about your Emmy? What did you
Oh,
get your Emmy for?
okay. Okay. I won an Emmy in 1996 for a school break. It was a CBS school break called My Indian Summer, and Adam Beach was the star of my movie. It was the first taste of telling long-form stories, which was a great inspiration for writing this book.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
On a beach
Well,
with
you
a
said that
margarita.
You're writing. You'll have the film based on the book and
Okay.
working on the series.
In 5 years, I anticipate that I am going to be in the throes of producing a series based on this book after we've produced a fabulous feature film.
What aspects of your job do you enjoy the most as a producer?
What I love most about being a television producer is the storytelling. I love being able to craft characters and create their stories and their through lines and watch as they meander through their lives, and we get to play along with them.
Do you enjoy?
That was a stupid answer, but
Okay, we're rolling.
ask me again.
What aspects of producing do you enjoy the most?
What I love most about producing TV is creating and crafting and telling stories. So it's creating the characters and the worlds that they play in, and it works in reality and scripted, and I love them all.
What do you think the most common misconception about writing a book is? And you said where it ends for the writer. You say that there's more than just the creative. There's marketing.
Oh, do you want that answer? Do you like that answer?
I think it's more about how you thought you could just sit down and write, sit down and start writing, and how in television it's quick and there's a faster turnaround, and with a book, so you had to sort of turn your brain around. And the only reason I say that is because you want them to know you think like a producer, but you entered into this and you're up for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I actually found them very similar.
But I want these people to know that you get both sides of it.
Okay.
So what's the most common misconception about writing a book?
Okay, I'm just going to say it. You tell me if this is what you think it should be. I think the most common misconception for a TV producer, I think the most common misconception about writing a book is that it is going to be that the schedule is going to be as fast-paced as television is, and it's not. It's a much slower process. It's you take a much deeper dive, I think, into the story and the characters, and the editing process, believe it or not, is a lot longer.
And who is your audience for this book? Who do you hope to reach?
My audience for this book is any woman who has had a mean girl situation. You know, girl on girl crime is big these days. Any woman who's thought about cheating, has cheated, knows a friend who's cheated, anyone who's watched or read 50 Shades of Grey needs to read this book.
Tell us about the two main characters in this book. Explain who they
Okay.
are. So tell us about the main characters in this story. Who are they?
There
Can we relate to
are,
them?
it's a love triangle. So there are three main characters. The man is really merely the entry point, no pun intended. And then there are two main female characters. Jen is the mommy cheater, and she's very much like the Millie character in Scandal. So she has it all, she gets it all, she can do no wrong, you know, she dresses impeccably. And the Taylor character is a single mom who's really struggling to figure out her way in the world and make ends meet and raise her kids and have a job and figure out relationships.
Do that again.
Okay.
Well, now I'm thinking since she's not a single mom, I don't know if Olivia Pope was a
Okay.
single mom. So
Okay.
just say, kind of reminds me of Millie in, you know. And then I'm trying to think of who a single mom would be. Maybe what's the housewives? Are these? Tell us about the main characters. Who are they, and are they relatable in the mainstream?
So as I said, the book it's a love triangle. So the male character is really the entry point for these two women's lives to intersect. And the main character, Jen, is the mommy cheater, and she's very much like Millie in Scandal. So she has it all, does it all, lives it all, has this high life and thinks she's invincible, untouchable. And the other character, Taylor, is she's much more kind of struggling to figure things out. She's kind of like Brandi Glanville, you know. She went through divorce, she's a single mom, she's raising her kids, trying to figure out new relationships. They are completely relatable. It's like art imitating life.
Behavior, women treating women badly. Do you think that women treating women badly is a universal theme? And if so, where do you see it?
One of the primary themes in My Lover's Keeper is girls' bad behavior, and I think that it's universal. It's everywhere that we turn in reality television, in scripted television, in our own lives. We have like very mean girls, and I think that this book is completely relatable to anyone who's had that bad experience.
Tell us what about the innocent victims? Tell us about the women that didn't do anything wrong and what it's like for them. That they're sort of like in the middle, stuck in the middle.
Yeah. The innocent victim whenever there's a mean girl situation, there is an innocent victim. They're unknowing, like they just get caught in this trap of somebody else's game. To me, it's like dangerous liaisons, you know, where they're just playing with other people's lives and they don't care. And that happens in the book, and I think that a lot of people will totally get it and they'll relate to it and they'll be confused by it, and then at the same time they'll understand it.
Maybe one more time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's pause.
did that make sense?
Taylor,
Taylor?
you know, why is Taylor an innocent victim in My Lover's Keeper? What happened?
Do you want to give, should we give that away?
Not all of it. Just say why. You know, what happens to the woman in the middle,
Yeah.
the innocent bystander? Am I making you think?
Yes, you are. I am trying to figure out how to say it succinctly. The main character in the story has a plan, and she will stop at nothing to make her plan, to execute her plan. and it doesn't, there are other people that come into play, the other main character, and she doesn't even think about how emotionally or mentally what she wants and how she plans on getting there will affect this other person. And that happens, it's everywhere we look. In our lives, in real lives, in stories, in movies, there's always an innocent victim who gets burned.
Let's see. Several years from now, what do you want to be remembered for? And I would say something about being a storyteller and being able to cross all forms of media.
Several years from now, or years from now,
Looking-
or in the future?
In the future.
Okay.
Looking down the road.
Down the road. In the future, I would like to be remembered as a. In the future, I'd like to be remembered. Remembered?
I'd like to be
Known.
I'd like to leave my legacy or something like that. Like you want people to say Carrie Zane. She's a producer. She's a writer. She's a, she's a trans. She's a, yeah, like you're a personality. You're a blogger. You have the media world covered.
In the future, I'd like to be known as someone who could write across all platforms. I am a TV producer, I'm a blogger, I'm a single mother, I am a journalist, and I now wrote a fabulous book. So, general writing, everything, that was stupid.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay.
Why are you so hard on yourself?
Because it just started to sound really dumb.
I'm doing fine.
Can you cut that, or you want me to say it again?
Try and say it one more time.
Okay.
What do you want? What you're leaving your legacy? What is it? Who is Carrie Zane?
For me, my legacy would be to be known as a writer across all platforms. I'm a journalist, I'm a TV producer, I am a blogger, and now I'm an author of a fabulous fiction novel.
Embark in reading in a career in writing or television.
What
You
did I
to
say?
learn, and you say intern, and you say whatever it takes.
Oh. For anyone who's interested in a career, is it career in television?
Just
A career in writing?
or storytelling.
Okay. House of Plain.
So you can say something like,
For anyone who's interested in a writing career, I say jump in. Read everything you can get your hands on. Talk to everybody that you know. Talk to people you don't know, and start to write. You can never become a writer unless you write. Read, write, explore.
Rose.
Frozen. Okay.
You're almost done.
Rolling.
For anyone who's interested in a writing career, I suggest you jump in anywhere you can. Read, write stories, blog, talk to people, explore their stories, take notes. Take notes, I don't know. I'm really having a hard time with this.
It's okay. Let's move on. What do you think makes you stand out among your competition?
And I said,
And you said you're not just an author, you work in television. You do it all from pre-production to production to
Okay.
post. Your book unfolded as a film in your mind, which I love that.
okay.
So what makes you stand out among others?
I think what makes me stand out amongst other authors is that my background is really television, and I know everything about the process from pre-production to production to post-production. So when I sat down to write my book, it was like a movie unfolding in my mind.
What do you want? What's the takeaway from this book? What do you want your readers to take away?
Did I answer that
And
one?
you said you want them to take away a good time, and that the book was a fun read. It's entertaining, but also know that girl crime is real. There's other aspects of the story is real, and you were the victim of a mean girl.
Okay.
So, what do you want people to take away from this book, other than the obvious?
Most importantly, what I want people to take away from this book is a good time. You know, I call it cotton candy for your brain. I want you to enjoy reading it, but I also would love for people to relate to the characters and understand that girl on girl crime is happening now, and it's in this book. And I was an innocent victim of bad girl, mean girl behavior, and I survived. So we can all survive.
I want to do that last part one more time.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's great.
Okay.
Hold real quick for audio.
All right.
So my first question to you is, what do you want? What's the takeaway from this book?
What I want you to take away from this book is a good time, first and most importantly. I call it cotton candy for your brain. It's an easy breezy page turner, but I also want people to really relate to my characters and understand them and know that girl on girl crime is real. It happens. This is inspired by real offense. So, you know, we all deal with this, and so it's completely relatable. Thumb? No? Okay. Okay.
All right, and then my last question is bad behavior. Women behaving badly. Obviously, there's a show women were behaving badly. There's cheaters. There's all these.
Yeah.
It's a hot button topic. Do you think that in 2016 there are still mean girls out there?
2016, Mean Girls, yes, they are everywhere. I think that television would not be television if it wasn't for mean girl behavior. But when you're in it, when you're part of it, and how you deal with it is what's important. And I think it's a hot button issue that we need to be talking about. It's in the book, it's on television, it's in movies. Let's figure it out. Done. Okay.
So, let's go back and say, you know, My Lover's Keeper is relatable in one specific genre, girl on girl crime.
Okay.
Do you want me to write it down for you?
No, I think I got it. Are you rolling?
We're rolling.
One of the primary themes in My Lover's Keeper is girl on girl crime, and we see it everywhere. It's epidemic. Think about Kris Jenner and the way that she treated Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, she stops at nothing to succeed, and she stopped at nothing to step over her to succeed. And there are others. Think about all these nannies and Gwen Stefani and her nanny and her husband, and how these women will stop at nothing to get what they want. It's a crime. Okay.
I wish I could think of somebody else.
I know.
Why am I blanking?
John, think of somebody
Trying to
else.
think of mean. We gotta roll
See?
it.
Okay.
You knew.
Well, I have to.
One of the main themes in My Lover's Keeper is this notion of girl on girl crime, and it is epidemic. It happens all the time, and I think the most iconic situation was Jen and Brad and Angelina. I mean, Angelina, if ever there was a mean girl, that girl wins hands down.
And now go back and just say, just like in the book, Jen was completely blindsided and had to make lemonade out of lemons.
Okay.
Right?
Start from the very beginning? Okay.
Because now, and put it in context.
Okay. One of the main themes in My Lover's Keeper is girl on girl crime. It is epidemic, it happens all the time, and I think the most iconic situation was the Jen, Brad, Angelina. I mean, Angelina just swooped in, took Jen's man, and then Jen had to figure out how to turn her life from lemons to lemonade. She did it. She figured it out.
Okay, now go back and say that it was the Brad, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith love triangle. Because that's
Okay.
how it started. 'Cause
Okay.
we need to bring some continuity to people that are like, don't remember.
Okay.
Right?
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
That was the movie they worked on. They met on the movie.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And say their full names because these
Oh,
people don't
okay,
know.
okay.
Remember? Assume
Okay,
everyone's stupid.
okay, all right. One of the main themes in My Lover's Keeper is that girl on girl crime. And it is epidemic, it's rampant, it happens all the time. I mean, think about Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, and Jen Aniston. I mean, there's no more iconic situation of a woman swooping in and taking another man than that situation. And Jen, like my character Taylor, had to figure it out. She had to pull her life back together and make lemonade out of lemons.
Bingo. said, that was it.
Yeah.